those minutes? If not, we'll entertain a motion to approve.
How much we approved minutes from last meeting?
Do I hear a
Second
second? We've got a motion by James Frazier and a second by David Watson to approve the minutes of the last board meeting. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed? Minutes are approved. Okay. Next item will be the CEO report. Brian?
Great, thank you, Larry.
Do we need to, wait, hang on, that was the 18th, do we need to approve the meeting minutes from the 30th?
Yes, we do. We have both of them. Okay. We had a short meeting on the 30th. Everybody have a chance to review those minutes? Take a look at it.
Make a motion to accept the minutes.
Second.
Okay, it has been moved by Tom Miller and seconded by Allison Lambert that we approve the minutes of the June 30th meeting. Any discussion? All in favor, raise your hand. All opposed? Motion carried.
Abstain.
Okay. Ronnie Eckler abstains. Next item is the CEO report. Brian?
Great, thanks Larry. Really excited about tonight's board meeting. We have a few informational updates to give you, and we'll also talk a little bit about some items that are listed on the agenda fully. Really, you're going to see also when we get to the Finance Committee what a great month June was. We really have some good information to share with you coming out of the Finance Committee. So we'll just kind of dive right in and let you know some of the activities that are underway for the next couple of months. You know, we continue to have our focus on our 5 areas of strategic framework: providers and services, operational excellence, community engagement, industry trends, healthcare reform, and facilities and technologies. In a few slides, we'll talk a little bit about the work that our strategic planning committee did to at least start the process of making some plans in that regard for the future. But we always report to our employees that these are the 5 things that we're working on, and I know that everyone throughout the organization is excited about that. Second, just informational item for you, just to keep you informed of where we are on some procedure things. We are beginning our 2016 budget process. Right now, Jamie has requests out to all of our department directors to share with us their statistics, as well as their input about what they believe will be going on for the next year. They're obligated to get that information back to Jamie by August 3rd. He'll compile that information in addition to the assumptions that we'll make, and we will present to the Finance Committee on August 20th, which is our regularly scheduled board meeting. We'll present our budget assumptions, our first draft budget, and have our first discussion of the 2016 tax rate at the August 20 Finance Committee slash budget meeting. We'll then take your suggestions and comments based on that August 20th meeting, roll that into our final draft, which will have the public hearing and approval on September 17th, which is also a regularly scheduled board meeting. Sometimes we've been required because of calendar to have special meetings related to the budget. It just so happens that this year the calendar sets up nicely to have those meetings take place on the day of existing scheduled meetings. So August 20th and then September 17th, the Finance Committee and full board will hear a little bit more about our 2016 budget, just so you have that information on your radar screen. How's that process going, Jake? Okay, let's see what's next. Oh, the next item on the agenda, trying to go in the order of the agenda, it's not the same order as my slides, is that we certainly do a lot of work in terms of employee engagement. Our culture here is very, very important to us, and we spend a lot of time trying to share with everyone the idea that we're trying to be the best hospital in the state of Texas. One of those key things that we do is every quarter we have employee open forums. I've been CEO for 12 years and have never missed a quarter doing employee open forums every 90 days. We typically get pretty good attendance, between 150 and 200 employees will attend those each quarter. We do 3 different sessions, one in the morning, one in the mid-afternoon, and one for the night shift, evening shift. And just do a couple of things. We talk a little bit about what's going on at the hospital. We talk about the work the board's doing. We talk about physician recruitment, those types of things. And then most importantly, we have plenty of opportunity for feedback, questions, comments coming from all of our employees. So for our new folks on the board, just wanted to let you know that that's something that takes place. It'll be happening the last week in July. So you may hear a little bit about our employees participating in those meetings during the last week in July. And hopefully we'll have good attendance as well. That leads us to another thing that we do every year for our new board members is we conduct an employee engagement survey. We use a company called HealthStream. They're one of the nation's leaders in healthcare employee engagement surveys. We're anticipating that those surveys will go out the second week in August, the first or second week in August, and then we'll get results sometimes as much as 90 days later. But we'll survey our employee population and sort out their level of satisfaction with Conley and their recommendations for improvement. So I just want to let you know those 2 activities that typically the board wants to know about. When's our employee survey going on, and how are we staying in communication with our employees on a regular basis? Jamie, any thoughts on the employee engagement survey?
No, it's, we are third year for it.
Is that what is used to determine the top 150 in the nation? Is that surveyed, or is that anything to do with it?
It is a component of it, but it is not the exclusive item. And our culture and our quality, all of those things go into that 150 recognition. So I want you guys to be aware of that coming up in the next couple of months. Next thing, kind of big topics here. Is just a recruitment update. The next couple of months are going to be very exciting here at the hospital because we have a number of new providers coming on. Wanted to share with you a little bit about that. In terms of primary care, we do have an open recruitment process going. We have one recruiter who's actively engaged. I'm visiting with another recruiter to come onto the team. And we're continuing to heavily recruit primary care. We don't have any action to report there. We're just letting you know that primary care is clearly on our recruitment schedule. Supporting that model is that we have recently, in the last week, signed an employment agreement with Liz Herna. She is a physician's assistant who previously practiced in the Poth area. She'll be joining our team here in a couple of weeks, probably the first part of August, to help us open those practices in Poth and Stockdale. So real excited to have Liz join our team, and we'll be in the process of getting ready to reopen those practices in Poth and Stockdale. If you recall, at our special meeting, you all authorized me to enter into that employment agreement with Liz and to pursue leases in both Poth and Stockdale. Having some good conversations in the Poth area, and then certainly have secured a lease in Stockdale. So continuing to move forward in the development of those 2 practices. So I wanted to let you know that's going to be a pretty exciting time for us in the next several weeks when we open those practices in Poth and Stockdale.
And we're leasing the facilities that the former physicians are vacant.
That's correct. That's correct. Our whole strategy there is to try to insert ourselves in those markets and get a good feel for how successful and tight those relationships can be with Continental members in Poth and Stockdale. We want to have those services that we offer available in those communities for those taxpayers. Likewise, throughout the rest of the month of August, a couple of other fun activities. We will see Dr. Charlie Ann Moorhead start her pediatric practice, as well as her husband, Dr. Preston Moorhead, start his general surgery practice. Dr. Charlie will be practicing on the North Campus, which we'll talk a little bit about here in just a few minutes. And Dr. Preston will be sharing a space with Dr. Hassan here on our main campus for his general surgery practice. August 17th is roughly the date that we're expecting them to start practice. May push back a week or two, but roughly August 17th is the dates that we're shooting for those two practices to initiate. So that'll be a lot of good news for our community in terms of general surgery and pediatrics, that those practices are coming to fruition.
Will their insurances be approved by then, or is there going to be some lag?
There'll definitely be some lag.
For both of them?
Yeah. There'll definitely be some lag.
Since he has practiced, does he have a Medicare number?
All of that is right in the process.
So
Right.
that's all, so there'll be some lag on that as well.
Yep, absolutely. So yes, the good news is the services will be available. The challenging news is we'll have to work very quickly within the hospital side to be receiving payments for those services. The last topic there is just really quick. One of the things that we've heard quite a bit from the medical community, as well as from our market, is the need for a urologist. You'll see a few slides down. I do have an action item here to request approval for some contract parameters to enter into with a urologist. I've been in contact with a gentleman for the last week or so who's very interested in coming and establishing a urology practice here, and we'll talk a little bit about that and the appropriate action items just a little bit down the agenda. So recruitment continues to be a focus. We've got some great things opening here in the next couple of months, and then of course primary care will continue to be one of our focuses for quite some time. Okay. The next item is just very brief from my side. I know Ronnie, you may not want to add some comments, but many of you participated on our June 30th strategic planning process. Thank you to everyone who came. I thought we had a really good conversation and made a little bit of progress. Specifically at that meeting, we discussed mission, vision. We talked about those things a little bit and started to at least create some ideas where we could make some adjustments in our mission and vision. And we spent a little bit of time defining what markets could be available for new services to offer. I thought it was a great conversation. Appreciate everyone's participation. And I'm proposing that we schedule our next meeting for the week of August 3rd, coming up here in just a couple of weeks. But no, we still have a lot of work to do, a lot of ground to cover, and wanted to just address those comments very generally in terms of our strategic plan. Ryan,
I think just everybody except for James that's here is at that meeting. The thing that we looked at the